Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
Blocking out the haters.
Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard so you don't have to. Let me tell you a trade secret. That's actually not a secret at all. I went back and listened to episode 14, I believe, which is our second episode as the Gear Slum. And the introduction has changed since then.
Oh, what did you used to
How's
say?
it now?
I used to say we slum it hard so you don't have to before the names.
Oh, interesting.
What?
It's weird, right?
That's
I don't know when that changed.
but substantial difference. I bet
It was.
Yeah, I would say,
Tell
welcome
us
to the
when
Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. We slum it hard so you don't have to. I'm Aaron. It's way worse. It's a way worse introduction.
It's probably. You know what?
It
was probably,
sucks. What were we
it probably
thinking?
was- It probably was that time that we recorded 10 episodes and then took a 2-month hiatus,
Yeah,
and
we
then you
had
didn't remember.
recorded that
how to
huge
do it.
backlog.
Oh, we did that like 3 or 4
Remember
at a
when
time.
we did
huh?
that?
I wish we had done that. Will Cobb needs to go back through as he's re-listening for the third time and tell us when that changed.
Him or Michael Cartwright. I think they're both on round 4.
I know
now.
they're competing. Lunacy.
Dude, one of my favorite things now is is it him that does Michael Cartwright that does the little like 10-second clips every week?
I think so.
Post them in the group.
Yeah,
They're so good.
they're always the most. It's like that is not the best part of the episode.
most
They're always like
idiotic
the
part.
most. the
Or it is the best part.
no, they're the parts that make us look the dumbest.
It's well, that's true. It's like the most memorable. It's some like random stupid thing that we're saying. It's gonna be this next week.
No, it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be worse. You can't even predict because you won't even remember that you said the thing. It's so dumb.
No, I think is it
Oh no, it's Scott.
Corrigan?
It's Scott Corrigan. Yeah, who does
Yes.
that? I
So
love
shout
it.
out Scott Corrigan.
Almost every single time, I think to myself, I know there was something funnier in that episode.
That makes it funnier though. He said he's working on a supercut, like he's saving them up in a backlog. So
A
I'd like
supercut
to.
of the dumbest moments that
Yeah.
he saved.
Yeah.
That makes me even more bothered.
Why are you bothered?
Well, I'm flattered that somebody is taking any time at all, but I'm bothered that it's like,
But
but I'm bothered.
I'm bothered. That's gonna be it. That's the clip. Gosh. Who's the person who said we're their favorite podcast? Like
It was some lady that
bar
was
none or something.
60 cycle hum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back when we used to post like
It was
I don't
on
know
like
if
a
we-
3-year-old post.
I was 4 years old, and I can't remember if we used to post like every episode. I feel bad if
did.
we did.
Did we?
We did for like the first few episodes.
There's no way it was every episode.
Well, I know. I think we did like while we were doing the original concept,
That's when it was. Yes.
which made sense because at that point it was like related.
So this was,
It was, hey, you're a fan of that thing?
I
Well,
think it
guess
was.
what?
I think it was the first one though. I think you posted the first one of the new thing.
yeah. It
in
looks
their
like
group.
it might have been after our feed swapped
Oh yeah.
over. It was November of 2016, so it was a little ways in because we started in June, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So that's a little cringy, but yeah.
It's just a random
So
episode.
it's in 60 cycle hum. So shout out to Rachel
New slum
LaRuffa or
day.
LaRuffa maybe. She just said favorite podcast, hands down.
It's Rachel LaRufio.
Rufio,
Oh.
Rufio.
Oh, that is so dangerous. So if you're real, if you're not a bot, as Phil
Dude,
thinks she
do you
might
think
be.
Rufio got his name because he was always roofying the other, like, what are they
He
called?
roofied them into liking
Wild
him.
Boys.
The Proud Boys.
Dude, he was roofing the
He was
Proud
just
Boys.
roofing a bunch of Proud Boys.
Yikes! That is not something to be proud of.
No, they're the Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. That's right.
Peter
Just
Pan and the
Wild-
Proud Boys.
Wild Boys.
He's like, I'll help you find something.
I like Peter
No, he
Pan and
got
the
it.
Proud
He
Boys.
got it because he liked that band so much.
Yeah,
They
dude,
named him after the band.
and rightly so, because that was a good band.
Were they?
I mean,
I mean,
No.
I never listened to them, so I honestly don't know.
they were like, they actually like. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
liking a couple of their songs off their first CD, and their first CD starts with that thing, Rufio, Rufio, Rufio.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but but seriously, Rachel, if you are not a bot, then
Not
you
a bot.
are in fact listening to this right now.
Go post something in our Facebook group.
Yes, post your favorite joke from this episode, if you're such a fan
Post your
and a
favorite
real and in fact a real
Dashboard
person.
Confessional song.
No, don't.
Hands down.
No. Why?
I'm just kidding because she said hands down. It's a song.
This is the best day I can ever remember.
She doesn't care about Dashboard.
I can't
She
not.
She
better.
cares about us.
I
don't
can't
want her
listening
imagine
to
our
anybody listening to this podcast 4 times. Oh, I love it. It's insane. It's so good. I'm very happy about it. It warms the cockles of my heart.
Ew.
You have one of those in your heart?
I have many of them.
Oh.
Several cockles in my heart.
Yeah. How many cockles?
How many cockles?
9.
How many
9
cockles have ye?
There are 9 cockles in your heart.
Yeah. And they're all
Does-
warm right now. All 9 of them.
Does everyone have 9?
I don't know. Do you? Do you have 9?
I've never counted mine.
You never counted your cockles?
No.
Bro, you
won't-
always got to
wait,
count your
you gotta
cockles.
wait till they hatch, though.
But don't
Don't
count them
count
before they hatch, obviously.
Don't
But
count your
if you-
cockles before they hatch.
Mhm.
Oh man, did you guys have a good Thanksgiving? Quarantined?
Yeah.
I followed the guidelines of my
Nice.
virtuous,
Mm.
fearless governor.
Mhm.
Did exactly what he asked me to do, and did an indoor Thanksgiving with my immediate family of 3.
Nice. Very nice. Did you let your dog inside?
Nope, he doesn't count. He's not on the census, so he's not counted in Thanksgiving.
He doesn't count, so you don't let him inside because he's not on the census.
He's not counted.
If you're not on the
He's not
census, you
counted.
don't come in.
There's no room in the inn.
There's no room in the inn. Guys, there's another mysterious monolith. This
That's
time
not
in
Did you
real.
see that
Romania.
first one was in Utah?
Yeah, this one's in Romania.
It's not real though, right?
It's not real.
I'm asking, is it real?
I don't.
What do
know
you mean real?
I mean,
Like, it may be a publicity stunt, but I think it is an actual physical object that exists.
okay.
Like, whenever I
So-
see something like that, I just assume it's like, oh, it's probably some freaking thing for some movie that's coming out. Some viral
Right.
publicity stunt.
You don't think it's like it's Nissan that's doing it?
That's,
It'd be way cooler if it's
that's
if
what I
it's a
just
movie.
said. A
I
publicity
know, but I'm
stunt.
saying it would be cooler if it was a movie, and I'm saying
Than
it's
a-
not
than a
cool
car.
if it's Nissan.
The
If it's
Nissan
Nissan.
monolith.
I mean, it would even be cooler if it was like Honda or something. I don't know. Nissan
I'm
and
saying
Honda are
that's-
equally
Or
uncool.
Mazda. It's a Mazda monolith.
That's
If
what
it
I'm
was
saying. is
Tesla,
not cool.
it would be way less cool.
Anything Tesla does is automatically not cool.
Yep. Totally agree. Speaking of things that were uncool, how about HD DVDs, guys?
Not cool.
Got
Not
a
cool,
bunch of those.
dude.
I just
Not
went and looked
cool.
and see if I could find them. I think I must have thrown them away. I probably kept the discs and threw away the cases to save on space. But I was gonna say the Blu-ray disc like the case design. That's a good case.
It's way better than the DVD case.
Yeah, DVD cases are so much bigger than they need to be.
Yeah, remember when they used to come in like half paper cases,
Half paper.
Yes.
where
Yeah.
it was like it's like a plastic tray, and then it had
It was like a
paper-
plastic
cardboard
frame.
wraparound.
It was like cardboard. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, and remember when
And there was
CDs
just like random like DVDs would just be in like random shaped cases.
yeah.
remember when CDs
They're all
came
different
in
heights.
in boxes that were like
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
they were like 2 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kept doing that
In those
for
crazy
years,
jewel cases?
forever, basically, where they had like the CD case was just a square, but then it was in a big plastic thing that was that same full height, just to, I guess, just to account for the few, or maybe it's because like, well, we already have all these racks that are meant to handle that size.
Oh,
So
true.
I thought it was because it was a theft prevention thing. That's why they didn't switch over.
No, oh yeah,
you
that's
can't,
actually
like-
yeah, because you can't put it in your pocket as easy. That makes
Yeah.
sense. See, the record store, I don't know
But
if
they
you
would
guys
also
know this.
put like the little sensors on the inside, like under the tray.
Did you guys know that I worked
Sure.
at a record store?
Yeah.
The problem with all those theft, we would get robbed a lot. And I know I've never talked about this. I worked in a record store though, and it was pretty cool, you know.
Frosted tips, we know.
I had I didn't have frosted tips.
Yes,
That's
you
what they
did.
called me though. Frosted tips.
They call you.
Oh, dude. Tell your story, and then I have some news for you.
Well, just like all that theft prevention stuff, it only really works in like malls or something where if someone leaves, because like at our place,
Right.
like
If you're,
people would
outside.
steal like 20 CDs. They'd have 20 and they'd
Yeah.
run through the alarm and it would beep. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, now they're outside of the, like the alarm is literally right next to the door. So it's like, hey, now we know that guy stole something. Like it's pretty obvious, you know?
Dude, last year I was at Old Navy, like right before Christmas, and this dude grabbed a jacket off the shelf, off the rack, and like walked out the door and like held it up in the air as he walked out to go over the alarm and just took off.
Whoa. At the I wasn't there the
That's a
day this
baller
happened, but
move.
I
at
know.
the at the sporting goods store that I used to work at, and this was it happened on a day that I
Oh, bro,
wasn't
you
there.
worked at a sporting goods store?
There were so the wetsuits were in the back,
Yeah.
and
My suit
there
usually
were
gets wet in the front, but
four dudes were trying on wetsuits together.
Dude, I know where this is going. Was
And they
this an
all-
HD DVD you had?
They all came out and they were like, you know, like you're trying on wetsuit, you know, you're trying things on, so you've got multiple things, right? So they each were wearing one, and then they had like four. They each were holding 4 or 5,
Mhm.
and then they just all ran for the door through the store, through the whole store, because it was in the back. So they had to run through the whole store, and then, you know, alarm goes off. They go through the front, and they had a driver right at the front, right in front of the door, waiting for him, like a mid-size sedan. And these 4 dudes all smashed into it, and then the car took off, and they got away with like 10 or 12 wetsuits.
Which are like hundreds of dollars a piece, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So it was clearly a coordinated.
That is such a weird thing to steal, but at the same time, like as far as like something you can actually wear and put on your body, it's probably the most expensive thing in there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Except for like I bet there's like climbing gear or something that's way expensive. Dude, that's funny.
I think
people are-
that it must. I'm assuming that it must have had something to do with like, well, there are some things that when they let you like try it on,
Oh, maybe
they're
so.
like they kind of like stand there like this or whatever, and for some they must have figured out that like nobody stands over you when you try on a wetsuit, and so they're like, oh, can I try this one and this one? Oh, sure, here. Okay, what about that?
Okay,
one
and this
now?
is in
Okay,
Southern
yeah.
California.
Right?
Because I'm thinking like around here, there's just not that many wetsuits. Like it'd be easy to track them down, but in Southern California, everyone do like most people wear wetsuits to go to the beach down there? Because the water's pretty cold in
It's
on
pretty
the West
cold,
Coast,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Most people don't wear them just to go to the beach, but like if you're surfing, I think.
yeah. In
Okay,
like,
not just if
surf
you're
culture,
not just swimming though. Yeah.
no,
And
but in
I
surf
think part
culture
of
where
it is,
people,
like rash guard stuff more so than
Yeah, that makes
than the
sense.
cold.
but like
Not that I
But,
know.
like,
Ryan, tell us.
people-
Tell us.
people who are like like actual like surfers
Surfers.
that surf year round.
Mhm.
I'm sure anybody who surfs year round owns a wetsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's cold even in the summer, but even more so in the winter. Did you guys? I mean, in the water, not the air. So here's Sony. I'm going to read you a list here, and you tell me if it's okay. I'm going to list a studio. You tell me if the studio sold HD DVDs or Blu-ray. You ready?
So wait, the initial.
This is as of January 5th, 2008.
At first, studios were choosing one or the other. They weren't doing both.
I think at first they were both, and then they kind of went more to one or the other, maybe. Because there were a lot of DVDs and like Blu-rays and HD DVDs that had, well, there were a lot of movies on both at one point. And then I think they all kind of started to choose sides.
It's so weird. I mean, I guess it's not any weirder than like only being on Netflix or Amazon Prime, but it's easier to change that.
Yeah.
You just like flip a switch and change that. You don't have to change like your freaking manufacturing or whatever.
Yeah, and most people have both, or a lot of people have both subscriptions, so it's not really like that big of a deal.
Yeah, that was a total flex to have an HD DVD player and a Blu-ray player, though.
I didn't know anybody. Well, I was
just
in
the
college
players
at the time.
back then were so expensive. That's
dude.
part of why. Like I knew so many people that got PS3s because it was like, well, I might as well. I need a Blu-ray player, so I might as well pay an extra $100 and get a game system, you know. Okay, so let's have it, Aaron.
Check this out. The first commercially available and consumer accessible Blu-ray player was a Samsung BDP 1000 in 2006.
Okay.
And it sold for $1,000.
Jeez.
It's pretty crazy.
Are you going to name studios then?
Yeah. You know when the first DVR came out?
I mean, TiVo was around in like 2003, 2002.
Phil?
I know
What
it was
do you
around
think?
in 2004 at least because we had one in like my friend's roommate had one.
I feel like it might have been earlier than that. TiVo.
Ooh, bold.
Was TiVo? I think TiVo was TiVo the first, or was TiVo just the best at marketing?
No, I mean TiVo. I'm sure like
I think
cable,
TiVo was the first.
Yeah, it was kind of like. I mean, for a long time that was
Because
what
cable
it was
came
called.
like started doing it later.
It was called like you would even say like, "Oh, I got a TiVo," even though
Yeah,
it was
I
like
TiVo'd that.
Comcast or whatever.
But you'd be like, oh, I like it was like a verb. It became.
TiVo.
Yeah.
You'd be like TiVo that
Yeah,
S.
I TiVo that
Verb.
show.
Yeah.
No, I'll TiVo it and watch it later.
How many shows do you TiVo?
remember Lacey, my wife. She
1999, by the way.
I knew it.
And you had to have a phone line because that's how you get all the
you had to like
info
pay a
for the
monthly
shows.
fee and like it was crazy.
So it wasn't
It was a
like
whole
through
thing.
the internet. You actually had to have a phone connection. And so I remember Lacey, like her roommate's friend. So all four, she had, 3 roommates that were all girls. One of their friends had a house that they couldn't get a phone line for or something. So they had a phone line in their apartment just for his TiVo. And he would come over and watch TV at their apartment. And then, of course, when Lacey moved out, they never canceled it. And she ended up ended up on her credit report because they stopped paying and all this crap. I'm still bitter about it if you can't tell. Freaking TiVo, man.
The phone line.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Poor TiVo.
But now I just want everyone to know we have immaculate credit. I just want everyone to know
Nice.
that.
I'm happy. I'm glad to know that.
Me too. I was concerned.
I'm not going to list studios because that sounds boring.
So
Unless you want me to.
we watched
But even then.
the Santa Claus,
Mm-hmm.
Tim Allen vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie is kind of troubling. And it reminded me how it was very normal. First of all, is there like is there a kids movie or like preteen type movie that didn't involve parents being divorced?
Like in the 90s?
In the 90s, like that was the number
Very
one.
few.
And they were always like, I mean, it was kind of reminiscent of Mrs. Doubtfire a little bit because it was like it was basically like Mrs. Doubtfire, but for Christmas, you know.
It was Christmas Doubtfire.
Exactly. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Chris Doubtfire.
Oh, dude.
Oh, no.
But the whole premise of the movie, first of all, it's annoying that like this kid basically hates his dad because he's not like successful enough. And they always have like people.
His dad's very successful though.
Yeah, but he's not like serious enough or something.
Yeah.
Like it's the dumbest thing.
You're not. Yeah.
Because that's what kids care about.
You sell toys, you loser. You freaking loser.
Yeah, I'm a 10-year-old. Do you think I think toys are cool?
You made your millions off of toys? Ugh.
And so of course she's with some dude who's a psychiatrist and
Neil.
He's a total douchebag. What else is he in though? He's in a
Judge Reinhold, dude.
What's Judge
Reinhold? My favorite judge. That's the guy's name.
Oh, is he like a TV judge?
No, it's his first name is Judge.
What's happening right now?
That's his name. His name is Judge Reinhold.
What's happening with my brain?
My favorite Judge Reinhold movie is a movie called Vice Versa.
Yeah, I think
which is a body swap movie with Judge Reinhold and what's that dude's name? Fred Savage.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
It's good stuff.
Okay, he's also like in Beverly Hills Cop.
And he was in a lot of stuff back
Fast
in the
Times
day.
at Ridgemont High. I'm trying to think of what I am most familiar with him from. But at any rate,
was he in one of those ski movies?
Yeah, that must be it. But now that you're saying that, I feel like he's actually been in Always Sunny.
Oh, he may have been. Which would make sense because Fred Savage directed a bunch of that stuff.
Oh, he's in Arrested Development, and he plays a judge named the Honorable Judge Reinhold.
Oh, that's funny. That's such a Arrested Development joke.
Exactly. Like we're actually going to base who we hire based on just this dumb pun. Literally going to give someone a job because of it. Oh, and he's from
he's Fast Times. He's the main guy in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. Is he also? He's in Beethoven's the Third. I don't know if he's in the other two though.
He's not one of the main dudes because Charles Grodin is the dad.
That's right.
What a weirdo.
So anyways, this movie. Okay, there's a couple things here. The movie is like it's pretty disturbing in the fact that, okay, so what happens? He kills Santa, which is like not great. He's basically coerced into becoming Santa against his will. And then because his son is there for all of this, he believes it and is like, oh, Santa exists and everything. And which is like it's like the dumbest plot line. It's kind of like Footloose, where it's like, oh, this whole society is against dancing. It's like now this whole adult society is so against anyone believing in Santa Claus. And it's kind of the same plot. Like how many other movies, like freaking Miracle on 34th Street, Elf is the same way.
Yeah.
Like, why is Hollywood obsessed with like making people believe in Santa Claus? But they freaking take this guy's custody rights away because
like
says
instantly
that he's Santa
too,
Claus.
right? Like it doesn't take any time at all to do it.
Yeah, it's like very.
Isn't the Santa Claus? Sorry if you said this already. Is Santa Claus the same plot as Mrs. Doubtfire? Like almost exactly.
We made the joke Christmas Doubtfire.
We talked about it for a long time.
It's Mrs. Doubtfire, but for Christmas. Yes.
It's like, similar, yeah.
And are they divorced?
Yeah, they're divorced. He's like a total screw up. But that's the thing. That's what's weird though, is like he's also rich.
He's a very successful screw up.
He's like a very successful goofball.
Okay.
But yes,
so it's
they're
more
divorced.
like liar.
Like his biggest flaw is that he can't cook a turkey.
Exactly. Which is like nobody can cook a turkey well. It's like very difficult. And turkey sucks anyways, so who cares?
Yeah.
Sucks.
But yeah, and then the wife remarries some other douchebag who's like a psychiatrist or whatever. Like, it's just funny because you picture who's making, like, who's writing this movie, and you start to realize that, like, people that write movies most of them have never had actual jobs, so they just have to like choose what they.
Whoa,
think,
dude! It's written by the same guy
are.
who wrote Space Jam,
dude.
And Kicking and Screaming, the Will Ferrell soccer movie.
Yeah, the soccer movie. What is the
That
worst
movie
Will
should have
Ferrell
been
movie ever?
Yeah, it should have been so much better.
Oh man! And the previews, like,
The
that
problem
was
is,
a perfect
Okay,
example.
whenever they
here's
put
the
kids in a movie, they think they have to
Kicking
make
and
a
Screaming,
kids movie. It should have been an
if they
adult
would have
movie
just
featuring.
like,
Wait,
Yeah,
never mind, not
gone
an adult
Careful,
movie.
Aaron.
like if they would have taken a risk,
Should have been an
Not an
adult
adult.
movie featuring
we're
kids.
gonna
Aaron
let this
Abu-
Scratch
movie
that.
be rated R.
Okay, sorry, Phil. What are you saying?
Oh no, you can't hear me.
No, we can. We were just talking over you.
Okay, yes. So can you hear me now?
That's how bad
We
we
can
are
always hear you.
at talking over Phil. Is that we've gaslighted him into thinking his mic doesn't work.
Did you hear what I said?
No, you said something about they should have made it rated R. They should have not made it a kids movie, right?
Yes. If they
That's
would
what I
have.
was saying, but I had very poor language in doing
Yeah.
so.
Oh, you
Aaron
said,
was saying
like,
they should have made
F-words?
it an adult movie
So they-
featuring kids.
I meant what you meant, though. Or
If
what
it was
you
rated
said.
R, same premise, but it was rated R, and they just let Will Ferrell say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
It would be a freaking classic.
Yeah, it would have been way good. I mean, because it was, yeah, and that's a good example of a movie whose trailer literally contains every good line in the entire movie.
I've never seen
The,
it.
the trailer wasn't bad. I saw it in the theater. I was actually excited for it.
Mm.
I think I saw it on an airplane.
So you've seen Home Alone, right? You know the movie Home Alone.
How dare you?
Yeah, Kevin
Um,
McAllister,
And Joe Pesci is in it.
Buzz.
You know how
Yes.
Joe, apparently, like, when he does that, all that stuff, it's
Mhm.
because, like, he had to do something because he could not stop swearing every time they were filming him.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Well, yeah, think about Joe Pesci's like
Yeah.
In every movie,
filmography.
Joe Pesci in a kid's movie. He
Yeah.
just,
But
like,
wait-
could not
but
stop
that's what-
swearing.
But like old school cartoons, like that's what they
Yeah,
like.
Rassa
He's literally
Frassin,
doing what. Yeah,
that's
he's
true,
literally
too.
doing what old school cartoons do.
like with the symbols in the speech bubble or whatever, you know.
I also heard that, like, there was some, like, tension on the set of that movie because he insisted on playing a full 18 holes of golf every day.
What
So,
on
like,
earth?
So, like, if his call time was too early, he would just not show up till he was done golfing.
Oh my gosh! Is this for the first
Such
one?
a baller
or-
move. Yeah, the first one.
Man. So
But it's freaking Joe Pesci, like, and that
seems-
movie, gosh, it must have been, like, right after Goodfellas.
I remember
Like, the same
aunt,
year.
my aunt saying that.
It was the same year as Goodfellas.
Jeez.
Wow. My,
What a
my
1-2
aunt
punch.
said she was so as a mother, she was so bothered, like she
If he
couldn't
was
get
in it.
past like the premise of the movie,
Oh, yeah.
that like just forgetting your kid, and then
Right.
like the terror of like trying to get to
Yeah.
him and you can't. And then she goes, and then a year later, we're supposed to believe that this
They do it
good,
again.
well-intentioned mother forgets her child again.
Well, they didn't forget him this time.
They did.
He got on the wrong flight.
I know, but like they were
Still,
not watching
though,
him.
Like they would have the kid on a freaking leash if they
They
forgot
lost
him
him.
once, and he stayed home for a week and also like nearly murdered 2 robbers. Like this kid, he's gonna be in freaking counseling the rest of his life,
Yeah, for sure.
or in the psych ward, so
tortured-
he doesn't murder more people.
He tortured 2 burglars.
He could have
tortured
just
them.
called the cops and said, "These guys are gonna break into my house."
Instead,
Exactly.
what
That
he
was
does
like the
is
last. That was like
he
the
tortures
last
them
move.
for. Yes, he tortures them
Yeah,
all night.
he wanted
and
to
then he
torture
tells
them.
them, "Hey, I'm calling the cops," and then he doesn't.
God.
Oh, wait,
Better
no, he
come
does.
stop
He
me.
does.
Guys are freaking. Yeah,
But
you
it's at
think
the
you'd
end.
let that kid out of your sights ever again?
No,
Never.
that's
Like you
hilarious.
wouldn't even. They wouldn't even let him get on a plane. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got to be
also,
on
like,
my
the
no-fly
thought-
list.
Also, like the whole idea of somebody even being able to get on the wrong plane nowadays is just preposterous, you know.
Yeah. Like they just let him on with
Like you
no
could not
adult
accidentally get
without
on the
his-
wrong plane
He
nowadays.
didn't even
Dude,
have his ticket with him.
He literally does this. He
He had no
literally
boarding
this
pass.
is how it goes in that they're like, we gotta close the door. That's what the two flight attendants are saying to each other. One says, we gotta close the door. The other one's like, we're almost done. And then he walks up and he goes, where's your boarding pass? And he goes, oh, my dad's got it. And he goes, which one's your dad? And he just goes, that guy right there.
No, what happens is he's
And they go,
holding it.
okay.
He's holding the boarding pass, and he bumps into the guy, and they drop all of them because he's holding a stack of boarding passes. But yeah, he
And then
goes, "That's my
but he
dad right
points, he
there."
says, that's my dad right there. And it's not.
They don't like think to say, "Excuse me, sir, your son."
Yeah.
Your son is
Sir,
here.
is this your son?
Yeah. Oh, that guy's wearing a camel coat. That must be my dad.
But it's absolutely true that like that would easily be the
Some
most
rich butthole.
traumatizing because their house, like it's a great, you know, he cleans up the house and stuff like that. But you know, there were like legal ramifications of Home Alone 1 after the fact.
Yeah. Plus, there's no way he cleaned up the house.
Like there was
No, dude.
definitely a civil suit against the McAllisters.
Stand your ground laws.
The basement
Stand
was
your ground
flooded,
laws.
wasn't it, or was that the neighbor's house?
Neighbor's house.
Neighbor's house. Well,
All
all
the
the
neighbors.
neighbors' houses. That was kind of their thing. Wet
Yeah.
bandits.
Oh, that's right. So that wasn't really his fault.
But yeah, that honestly, that movie, like that aspect of it aside, that movie holds up really well.
It's funny. I like that movie.
Dude,
It's
my
ridiculous.
seven-
But it
It's
also
good.
it makes you realize like what movie were we watching? Oh, my son's been watching this show that's set at a summer camp. It's like a kids sitcom, you know.
Salute your shorts.
I wish that'd be amazing.
Bro, that's so good. Is it like
Except he would probably be like, "You remind me of Donkey Lips," and that would hurt my feelings.
this thing fell apart?
and
Hey,
he was
dude.
like, "Did you ever go to
Hey,
summer camp?"
Hey
And
Dude
I was like,
great.
no, but there are a lot of shows that take place at a summer camp, and it's really because like so many kids shows are based on
Not having parents, right?
not having parental supervision, having a
Yeah.
bunch of kids with very few parents, you know. And it's the same thing with Home Alone and Home Alone 2, really, you know. That's like the kid, you know, the fantasy is to be able to wander around New York City unsupervised with your talk boy.
I don't even want to
With-
do that now. That sounds
with a credit
terrifying.
card.
I'm a 38-year-old man with my own money, and walking around New York
That
City
was
by
like
myself sounds.
that was like
terrifying.
some very early and very like obvious product placement with the talk boy.
Oh yeah, it was
You remember
hard.
that was like I wanted one of those so bad.
Same. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I had my
uh,
brother had one. I think like a couple, or my neighbor or someone,
so
and they had a talk girl too, and it was
Which is
pink.
so
Remember
dumb
that?
because like my dad had a freaking dictaphone or whatever because he was an attorney and he was always using. Oh, sorry, he had a.
It's just like a tape recorder with a little
Exactly. It's just
transformer
a
wiener
it's like
on it.
the most boring thing. It's like next you're gonna want a briefcase for Christmas. You know,
yeah, except it was cool colors, you guys. Come on.
it wasn't. It had
And
like
it had
the
a
little.
handle on it.
It was kind of like a telescope. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if it was telescoping, but the microphone still was like a nub sticking out the top. You know,
Yeah.
It's a transformer.
and it
wiener.
sounded like Game Boy. It was like a Game Boy, but for recording your own audio.
Oh, can I tell you something that bothered me recently?
No.
So I've been watching all these like stroller videos on YouTube, and and this lady is talking about the wheels on one of them. That like you can lock the wheels to keep them from turning, right?
Okay. Yes.
So they're
That's
just
a
straight.
function of every stroller.
No.
Unless-
So
No.
they rotate. You can lock them to keep them from rotating.
Oh, meaning like
You're
in
not
the
using
the
horizontal,
okay.
the horizontal axis.
Yes.
Keep them from being like casters to just being
Exactly,
straight ahead
yes.
wheels. Yeah.
And she calls them. She's like, you can lock the telescopic wheel so they don't turn. I was like, that is not what telescopic means at all.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hmm.
What is it? Oh, she's saying because they spin in that way, that's like a telescope.
She thinks
Did you get a
telescopic
Bob?
means that they turn. Yeah.
Oh, because
Aaron, did
like
you get a Bob?
because like a
Yeah, I
telescope,
did.
like at a space.
Hell yeah, you did.
A
Wait, what
bob?
did you
What's
get?
a
Yeah.
bob?
Wait,
I thought you
did
meant
you
like
get a
my
bob
hair,
or
I
not?
thought you meant like my haircut.
No, Aaron.
Like a mom. I
Does
thought you
look
meant like, did
beautiful,
I get
by
a
the way.
mom haircut? Did I get a mom bob?
No. Bob, the
I didn't, 'cause
freaking
I don't even know what that is.
Bob the Builder.
we're talking
Baby
about-
on board?
Damn it.
A bob? The B-O-B? Big
A
old booty?
stroller. It's a stroller.
A big old booty stroller?
I don't know what a
Uh,
bob is. Phil.
It's a stroller.
Is there a double
Aaron.
version of it,
Yes, there is, Aaron.
but like a 2-in-line?
And there's
version?
a telescopic front wheel.
I need one that has the double
I don't think it does have a telescopic
in line,
wheel.
not side by side. I don't want a side by side.
Okay.
Double.
Are you side by side?
All right.
We had a
Well, you
sit
already
and
got one.
stand. We had
You
a
already
sit and
got
stand.
one, though.
Holy
I'm
crap,
just
that's
saying
expensive.
That's one reason why
Don't get
I
a
did not
freaking
get
Bob stroller. That thing's like $500.
Plus, they're not even like modular.
Yeah,
Dude.
you're not even.
He did get a stroller already, and it is. He told us he was like
It was not $500. I'll tell
he
you.
was ashamed at how much he spent.
I was not ashamed.
Okay,
I was surprised. I was a little surprised.
you're surprised. You're like, oh,
Yeah, strollers are expensive,
That happened.
but there is like a weird. What was the really popular fancy stroller brand that still exists? They're kind of they look kind of minimalist.
Bob.
There was that. I know what you're talking about, like fancy stroller.
I know. I just literally googled the exact same thing.
Is it the Maxi-Cosi? I don't think it was that.
No.
It's like a pod. Something. It's like the one that they have on.
It's like a Keurig
on
stroller.
The Office. The Keurig.
What
Oh,
is
there's
it?
actually a category called luxury strollers. That's hilarious.
Oh gosh, makes me so angry.
Graco is like
Number
the-
one luxury stroller is the Bob.
Graco
Yes,
is the working
exactly.
man's stroller. That's the blue collar stroller.
Yeah.
That's the Seattle's best.
Oh my gosh, there's a stroller brand called Hot Mom.
Ugh.
I love a Hot Mom.
I do too, but
Just one.
I just don't love the branding aspect of it.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the one.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, I've got to share this. My joke that I shared with you two gentlemen is too good to.
Something about a bee. Something
Keep.
about a bee.
I'm going to share this with the
Yeah.
world. I mean, I'm going to share this with our one fan who watches this podcast.
Bugaboo.
I
The
came up with a
Bugaboo? Is that
t-shirt.
the one you're thinking of?
No.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, the Proud Boys and the Bugaboos. That's not right. It's the Boogaloos. That's what
Bigaliz, yeah.
Boogaloo.
the
The Boogaloo.
Okay.
I just imagine Matthew McConaughey saying that.
As
Boogaloo.
most of you, as our viewers know, I'm a public school teacher, and I want a T-shirt that says, "Your mom thinks I'm an essential worker."
Oh, I get
It's
it.
That's it.
It's very good.
I get it now. It's funnier than I thought it was.
It's good.
I didn't factor in like the teacher aspect of it.
Because I'm a teacher. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
know.
why she thinks
I've
that.
never heard that part of it before.
Yeah. That
What do
adds
you
an
mean,
extra
Aaron? You
because
know
on
that-
its face it just sounds like
I know that you are a teacher. I never connected that to the joke. I didn't know it was a teacher-based shirt. I thought it was just like, here's my shirt idea for people to wear.
because your mom thinks I'm essential because I have sex with her or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
That's like what it looks like on its face, but then it has
Yes.
the second level of the teacher aspect.
No, it's the kind of thing that I would wear on casual Fridays to school.
hmm
I mean, I couldn't, but
What about the kids who don't have moms?
that's where it would be the most funny.
Ugh.
My mom's
Actually,
dead,
you know where it would
Phil,
be the most
they would
funny?
say.
If I went to
My
some
mom's
like
dead, Mr. Eisenhower.
educational conference.
Mhm.
But it wouldn't be because if it's not kids reading it, like other teachers, their mom doesn't care if you work.
Yeah.
In fact, you're potentially
Their mom
your
was probably
competition.
No, then it's funnier.
Their mom probably like doesn't want you to work because then their children wouldn't have to work.
Okay, one of the ones I was thinking of, Aaron, is Peg Perego. That is one of the fancy.
Ah,
brands.
yes. Peg Perego. Is it fancy?
Yeah. You know what? One of the real standard
Oh,
brands,
yeah.
though. One of the other ones, Even Flow.
Also, you know that brand? It's spelled CHICCO.
Chico.
Apparently, it's pronounced Kiko.
What?
Ugh.
I would pronounce it Chico, but
That's what I would say
or
too. but
maybe
I
Chico
think it's
'cause
Italian.
two C's.
Oh, Aaron,
yeah,
Chicho.
check
Kiko.
I
this
would
out.
say Chicho.
Well, no, because there's no. That's not how it would be pronounced.
Aaron.
Kiko in Italian, but
Yeah,
Aaron, check this
it's
out.
Italian. It's Kiko. Yes, I'm hearing you.
When my wife and I were with child, not the same way that most people mean it, but when we like physically had a baby and we had to go buy a bunch of stuff.
You're with just hanging out with your
You're
child.
physically with your child.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And
I've been
so
with
we went
other
to
children before, like in their
baby.
vicinity.
So we go to Bye Bye Baby to register for things, and the dude working there looked at me. We go to car seats, and he looked at me, and he goes, "So this brand," and it was like the most expensive one they had. He goes, "This brand is made by a manufacturer who started in race car seats, and they've expanded to now doing infant car seats." So
You're
I
like,
mean, obviously, like that's
Why
pretty
would-
cool, right? He looks
Why
at me.
would
and
I
was
care
like,
about that?
I hate this so much.
Like, no, it's not that cool.
Like, that's the least cool thing.
How much of that?
So did you
hear?
buy it?
I heard all of it. Which brand was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but he wanted so badly for me to think that was cool and for me to say
sick.
And you're like,
Yes.
guess what? I do not.
he like it, he must have had in his head like this is you turn to the dude
That's the dad
and you
thing,
say
yeah.
this, and then they freaking you know
It's
lose
like,
their
this
minds.
one has a cup holder for your beer.
Sick.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I just want to leave now.
He couldn't tell just by looking at you that you weren't the typical macho man.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, Cole. It's like,
You do appear to be a very macho man.
Were you wearing your Randy Savage t-shirt?
Did you have your Ultimate Warrior bands tied around your biceps?
He's like, this guy seems like a macho man.
for some reason, I'm getting a Macho Man vibe.
Macho man.
Were you carrying a Slim Jim?
What's it called when you're
Drinking a really big soda from Del Taco.
what's it called when you
Southern California joke.
I need to not
Do they call it a macho size or
Yeah,
something?
the macho size is their big size.
You idiot.
And they have the macho nachos too.
yes. Macho fries, macho everything.
Yeah.
Oh, so like you know how they say like, oh, I'm bi, but I'm straight passing. Like that's the thing that people say. Yeah.
You're
I'm-
macho
I'm-
passing.
What does that mean?
I'm macho passing. It means like you don't
oh,
look
like you pass off. Okay. Yeah.
I'm macho passing.
I
I'm
was
not
like, I think
macho.
most gay people like pass straight people off. They're like, no, I pass.
Yeah. I'm straight passing.
Pass.
What?
No.
Hard pass. I'm hard
Hard pass.
passing.
Is that Brittany?
Brittany. So, guys, for the listeners at home,
Bring her over here.
I try to stay on the cutting edge of technology, so I just purchased a PlayStation 4.
Ooh.
So, pretty proud
Okay.
of myself. So, if anyone has any games,
How did you even find one?
You know who has a game?
not a PlayStation 5, Phil.
Yeah, PlayStation 4.
The one that came out that originally launched in like
2013 or something.
2013.
Holy crap. Has it been that long?
Yeah, we
I
were
knew-
just talking about
I knew
how
that the
long
5 was the one.
the
new
last
one,
two. So for a long time, console cycles. This is now a video game podcast, by the way. Just so everyone just
And a
knows.
stroller
Yes,
podcast.
It came out in North America in November 2013.
Yeah. So for a long time, console cycles were like 5 years, no questions asked. They were always 5 years. And then, yeah, the PS3 and 360 generation lasted from 2000. Like the PS3 came out in 2006, so that's 7 years right there. And now it's been another 7 years for this one. So,
Interesting. So
so if anyone has any,
tell me again about the 5-year rule.
yeah, but every one of like NES to Super Nintendo, Super
I'm just
Nintendo
kidding.
to Nintendo 64, Nintendo 64 to GameCube, and then all the other,
PS2 came out in 2000.
Exactly. So it's like 85, 90, 95, 2000, basically. So give me some game recommendations, everybody out there,
Well, you got
because they're all like dirt cheap.
You got Tony
Yeah.
Hawk.
Yeah, I
One,
already got
two,
that on
right?
Xbox.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
played
yeah,
the
you have
crap out of that,
Xbox.
but I thought about getting it again, honestly.
Oh, you know what you need, Cole? You know what you need? You need one of
Madden?
those cool switcher boxes that all of your consoles plug into, and then you can just
So I have an auto
Switch a-
switcher
oh,
that auto switches all my HDMI inputs, but the problem is that
dying.
they usually add enough latency that it makes it hard to play some games.
Mm.
You don't
Okay,
really
so
notice.
sounds like what you're saying is you need 5 more TVs.
Exactly.
It's the
Well,
only
part of it's because
logical.
my big TV is a freaking, for anyone that knows or has any experience with Philips plasma TVs or with Panasonic. So Panasonic they were the only ones making plasma TVs for
All I
years.
know is you're not supposed to get your Panasonic in a twist or in a bunch.
in a
How
bunch,
does it go?
in a bind.
Ah,
They were the only ones making plasmas after a while, and they are freaking heavy. So I have a 65-inch plasma TV that probably weighs 200 pounds.
dang.
And
That's
plasma
crazy.
TVs, they look amazing. Like
I have like a 55-inch TV that weighs like 9 ounces.
exactly, yeah. Like you can hang it on
I have to
the
tie
like
it
the
down so it
wall
doesn't
mount
float
for it
away.
only has one screw.
Yeah.
And but honestly, like the biggest difference you see with plasmas are, and I'm careful to bring up this topic. I'm trying to think of the way I can phrase it, but the blacks on the TV look amazing. That's just all there is to it.
Speaking of having a
And
blast,
it's because LCD TVs are they're all backlit like uniformly.
Mhm.
So the blackest it can ever be is like still some light behind
lit
it.
black.
Mhm.
That's why LED TVs kind of solve some of that because they're lit by individual LEDs behind the panel.
Right.
LED TVs are still an LCD. Maybe you didn't know that.
I did know that. It's a
Okay, so far we've covered strollers, we've covered
Hey, whoa,
And
whoa,
consoles.
whoa.
gaming consoles, we've covered
Covered
Plasma.
TV
Televisions.
colors. Covered Home Alone. Joe Pesci.
well
swearing.
90s movies, always 90s movies, always.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's
a good
kind of
Every
a
single
standard.
episode we mention a 90s movie or more.
or
So-
more.
Or
But
more.
while we're talking about gaming, if anyone out there wants to play some NHL 21, just hit me up.
Bro, have you listened to the Bar Down podcast yet?
Which one?
Any of them?
Oh, the podcast. No, I
Yeah.
need to.
So they have an episode about like illegal coin selling for the hut.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's
it's
really
pretty
cool.
wild,
Super
and it's like
interesting.
it's weird how they try and crack down on it.
Well, they interview this guy who like runs a website that sells them, and
Yeah.
they're like, "How much money do you make?" And he's like, like on a decent year, like I don't know, like 150,000." It's like, but I'm one of the small ones. The big Chinese websites bring in like millions every year.
It's crazy, and like
selling fake currency. for
hockey,
games.
like, and the big ones is
yeah, FIFA.
FUT.
Yeah, foot.
Is that what they call it?
I
Like
think so.
HUT is Hockey Ultimate Team, so
Yeah,
FIFA is
FIFA
just.
Ultimate Team.
But I don't know how if like people actually pronounce it.
I'm sure they do because in like a lot of the Spanish speaking world, it's
Yeah,
football.
that's true. It would just be foot. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, because NHL sells so much less than Madden or
yeah,
FIFA,
it's like the
obviously.
smallest one.
And Madden Ultimate Team or MUT. That doesn't sound as cool.
Moot.
I'll have to listen to that. It's such a weird. Like people are willing to spend so much money.
Yeah, and then there's NASCAR Ultimate Team, which is just nut.
Yeah, dude.
Aaron, I just saw your post in our group.
The Giving
2 hours
Tuesday
ago.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we actually have a local group that plays that we call it Salt Lake Ultimate Team. Aaron
this,
stepped away from the mic. He would have been laughing at that, and I'm a little bit pissed off that he isn't.
this graphic that Aaron made is very clever.
All right, Phil.
Aaron, you didn't
Aaron,
appreciate my joke.
I didn't hear your joke.
Oh,
Aaron,
I said
this
we have
graphic-
a local. I said we have a local
Salt
group of
Lake Ultimate
teams.
Team.
Salt Lake Ultimate Team.
Aaron, this graphic you made is very clever.
Thank you.
I'm
I posted it on Instagram.
That's
too,
actually-
if anyone wants to go see our Giving
like it.
Tuesday post on Instagram.
So you know those
At the
you know those
Gear Slum.
oval stickers that say like
I voted. Yes, I've seen.
no,
them.
the ones on your cars that just have like
Oh,
say
just
like
letters.
SWY
Yeah,
for Switzerland or something like that.
You can-
SWY.
It's like
I.
fairly common one that's just Salt Lake, Utah, you know,
Mhm.
that's just SLUT. And it's like,
Stupid.
really? That's I don't like it.
All
It's
right.
just not appropriate.
Before we get too far into that, I want to talk about something else.
No, we need to play the
And
game.
let me transition, bro. I got you.
Bro, do you even transition?
This is the TUT Transition Ultimate Team, and that is Phil's game that we need to talk about.
Okay.
Philip, take it away. If you don't know Gun Street Wiring Shop by now, you must be living in the dark ages. They are the premier hand-built wiring solution for all of your guitars. I have one in my Telecaster. I have a setup in there, 5-way. It's great. Have it in my Jazzmaster. It's amazing. I actually put it in my Epiphone Dot, brought the thing back to life. It's crazy. If you don't have it, you need it. Every guitar that you own will be better with Gun Street Wiring Shop. I promise. Also, if you join the Street Crew, you get a discount on the product, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. If you get it and you don't like it, I will punch Cole in the face. That's my guarantee. Check it out right now at gunstreetwiringshop.com.
All right. This is
That reminds me of this time I was
some people's
really quick,
favorite game.
Really quick, I was
called
shopping for shoes with my dad when I was
Yes,
like 10 years old,
that
and he's like, do you
pedal
like those ones? And then I was
review.
like, yeah, I like them. And he's like, well, do you like these other ones too? And I was like, no, I want these ones. He's like, but do you like the other ones? And I was like, no, I want these ones. He's like, fine, I was gonna buy you both, but now you only get one.
Yeah, suck it. Stupid kid. Idiot kid.
All right.
You're so lucky my internet cut out for a second. You're so lucky.
Guess that pedal review. I
Okay.
heard you.
This review is by Slow Ride, one word.
Take it
It's a 3-star
easy.
review titled,
Take it easy.
"These are not what they used to be. Not impressed compared to the first run."
Okay.
Reviewed in the United States on September 25th, 2020. Never
2020.
forget.
Oh, okay.
Missing the velvety, smooth sound, knob sweeps, and subtle modulation of the first run. Modulation is set too high from factory, cannot match the settings of my first one, and the overall sound is not as good. My first one slowly got too quiet for my use, even with the mix level all the way up. But what you can hear still sounds much better than the new one.
Interesting. Is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
So it has modulation. There's
Is
a
it a
new
reverb?
version released relatively recently, I would say.
Oh, Carbon Copy Bright.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is it?
Did I get it?
How did you do that?
Why is that guy surprised that the Carbon Copy Bright doesn't sound like the regular Carbon
I know
Copy?
exactly. That's the whole point.
Actually, wait a minute. Now,
You
okay,
tell
this
me
could
I'm
be one of
wrong.
those
Phil,
this
I'll
could be
murder
one of
you.
this could be one of those things where
They like
Amazon
sell
is
both.
like-
They're like different colors or whatever.
they put the review in the wrong spot. This says carbon copy. It does not say bright.
If you
But
go on
I'm
the
wondering
listing,
if
are you
he's
on the
reviewing. Huh?
Are you on the listing? Are there like multiple items in the same listing?
No.
Because I don't think there's more than one version of the Carbon Copy. I mean, there was the
Well, I
Carbon
mean, there's
Copy
the
Deluxe.
Tap tempo one, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say Aaron wins that round.
I'm gonna say this myth is busted. I'm gonna call this one
Butthole.
busted.
Oh, it could be the Carbon Copy Mini.
Is there a mini?
Yeah,
That is not the image.
I'm kind of just remembering that, but it's like 100.
Oh yeah,
that's
you're
weird.
right.
It's weird too
Okay.
because it's the same price.
Dude, that'd be a sick little mini board if you got like the mini, like the Timmy, the MXR Timmy mini one, and then like the Phase 90 mini, and then the carbon copy mini.
That
You know what I'd get? You know what else I would get if I was doing a mini board with those? I'd also get, what's the we were just talking about it, the moonshine, black moon, blue moon, red moon, super moon.
Yeah, the Mr. Black mini pedals would be cool too.
You could have a mini board. Okay, next review. This is by Mark with a C. Mark Berry, 4-star review.
Mark Berry?
Yes.
Who's
good,
Mark Berry?
If expensive. Review in the United Kingdom on June 25th, 2020. Pleased with the pedal. Should I try and do it in a British accent?
Yeah, you should.
Pleased with the pedal.
Sounds the same.
Sturdy build. Wide range of responses. I'm going to give it that. From subtle to extremely subtle. Oh, sorry. To extremely unsubtle.
Oh,
like that's the option to reverse operation of filter.
Subtle
and the
subtle.
sample and hold. Sounds great. Even if I don't know WTF to do with it. But though I'm pleased with it, nearly 200 pounds does seem a little steep for what you get.
Is it the EHX Canyon?
No.
Oh, dang. Is it like a reverb pedal or a delay pedal?
No.
Neither?
That was very short, and I feel like I don't remember the first part of it. Read the first part again.
It goes from subtle to extremely subtle.
Yeah.
Oh. For $200.
Pleased with the pedal, sturdy build, wide range of responses from subtle to extremely unsubtle.
Is it like a whammy type thing? Like a pitch shifter whammy? Is that a no?
I don't think that's.
Tell me the name of it and I'll Google it and I'll tell you.
Oh, is it like an Ottawa? Is it the cock blocker or whatever what's that EHX one called?
It is not that pedal.
The control knob?
What?
Control knob? But it's like CNTL. How do you pronounce that? Control?
You don't pronounce it, apparently. Not on this podcast. I know we're speaking in our British accents, but that's taking it too far.
Is it the Electro Harmonix Oceans 11?
No.
Is it an Electro Harmonix pedal?
No.
Why am I stuck
It's
on
$200. What type? Is it a modulation pedal?
It's 200 pounds.
Oh.
What's the conversion rate on that?
It's not heavy. It's my pedal.
What's the American price?
The American price that this is saying is $169.
Is it an MXR pedal?
What?
Is it an MXR pedal?
No.
Is it a Wampler pedal?
No.
Is it boutique?
We would say yes.
How many knobs does it have?
We would say 3.
Is it a walrus?
Jay, that was for Jay Cross. He hates when he asks that, apparently.
He hates when you ask how many knobs.
Yeah.
Why would you ask
I don't remember. It's such a great question. It's an important question.
I think it's a really good question, and it helps.
It narrows everything down.
Yeah.
It's like when you're playing Guess Who and you say boy or girl. Like, it's an important question. You got to narrow it down.
How many foot switches does it have?
1.
Okay.
You don't know what kind of effect. So is it some kind of modulation? You said you didn't know if it was a whammy.
I mean,
is it like a pitch shifty type thing?
No.
Okay. Is it?
It is modulation though.
Like a tremolo?
It is not a tremolo.
Is it a chorus?
No.
Just tell us what kind of
Phaser?
modulation it is. Is it like a standard type of modulation?
Filter.
Filter?
Oh.
Is it a
Oh, and it's
walrus pedal?
boutique?
Walrus audio pedal?
I already guessed that.
Oh. I was going to say that Kangra fuzz, but I guess not.
It's not. Strymon never made like a dedicated filter pedal, did they?
They don't have anything that's $169 either.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if it's like a brand that doesn't actually sell on Amazon. That's a weird price.
Well, I know like Keeley has pedals around that price. Is it a Keeley pedal?
Nope.
It's not
It's
a
not.
Wampler, you said.
It's not Walrus. It's not Electroharmonics.
Is it a JHS pedal?
No.
I don't think they have a filter pedal.
Huh.
Is it a well-known brand?
Yes.
Well-known boutique?
Don't-
Yes.
Don't get angry. Oh, Earthquaker?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if I would call them boutique.
Yeah, they
Anymore.
definitely are like is like
How dare you?
They fall in line with all of the other boutique brands you were just mentioning.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, but I don't know if I would call any of those.
Yeah, like JHS
boutique, I guess,
and
anymore.
Keeley aren't necessarily boutique anymore either, but they're
Yeah,
boutique by
that's
our
true.
standards.
That's fair.
Oh,
The filter, is it like the Bose?
I remember.
Is it called something Bose?
Crap.
Is it
orange? Is it like white and orange?
It is.
Oh, crap. I'm not going
is
to be able to
it
remember the
called
name.
something spatial something?
Yes.
Spatial delivery?
Yes,
Yes.
that is it.
Yes. Nice.
And it's
Dude.
$169?
200 pounds for coal.
I wish. What?
Spatial
That
delivery.
seems like that's less than Earthquaker pedals usually are. Doesn't that seem like a good price?
Their drives are like lower, but you're right. I think for modulation, that's
Spatial
no. I
delivery.
think that's around.
That's about in line. Plus,
It's a 3 knob.
I
It's
guess
got
I
3
don't know.
knobs.
Dude, I just
no,
googled
it's $199 on their website.
on Sweetwater. Yes, on Amazon. That's an interesting.
Is it used?
Oh, it's on sale, I think, because it
Oh.
shows the list prices. That's interesting. I wonder
Okay,
if
you
it's
guys ready
no,
for
it
this
says
bad boy?
V2. Filter pedals are so interesting. I loved the filter stuff on the Mobius.
Okay, here we go.
That's like
Final-
the most fun part for me of the depths is like just using it as kind of like this weird filter thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Final review du jour. This
It's the
review is
reactive.
by
Door lover.
what?
What?
Aaron, I want you to know I love that. I think it's been every time, like the last 4 or 5 times I say that joke. I say it every time, and every time I
Sure
say
mean
it,
seatbelts.
you sing that song,
It's great.
and I love it.
This sure means family.
It sure means family.
This sure means seatbelts. Remember that when the plane's going down?
This review is by Double D.
Yeah.
It's a 1-star review titled, "This pedal is made in China and is defective."
What is that? Uh,
Reviewed in the United States, October 29th, 2029. This pedal did not work. I put this pedal in the same position on a board as another effect pedal, so I know the pedal sequencing works. I made sure there was at least an extra 100 milliamps of headroom on the power daisy chain I was running,
Headroom on the
and the effects loop cut volume by 95% or so. I thought maybe the pedal was drawing more than the 138 milliamps that was listed on the instruction manual. I provided the pedal with its own 1400 milliamp power supply. No change. Then I took the pedal off the pedal board, ran the
Just needs
guitar
a boost
right
in the
to the
effects
input
loop.
jack and ran the output right to my amp. It just doesn't work, so I am returning it. This pedal is defective.
That's such
Hoping they are all not like this. Then I flip the pedal over, and it says it was made in China.
Oh,
Shocker that it doesn't work. Unlike
yeah, dude,
high-quality
everyone
pedals
knows
like
nothing made in China
MXR
works.
and
posted from
Dunlop
his iPhone.
that are made in the USA. Apparently, brand name pedals are not.
Wait,
Weird.
MXR pedals made in the
I
USA.
doubt I will ever buy a pedal name for this reason. The electronics just won't be very good. Too bad. It was a great
Yeah.
concept for a pedal.
If there's one thing China doesn't do well at, it's electronics.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Okay.
Okay.
Any guesses?
Did we get any hints about the type of pedal other than it drops their volume when it's engaged?
No, but it's something that you would put in the effects loop.
Is it an analog delay?
It is.
Oh. Is
Actually,
it a
I'm
carbon
not sure if
copy?
it's analog. I'm
Oh.
not sure if it's analog.
It's a delay though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is it an American brand?
It's an
American
brand.
We're coming to your house. We're coming to your.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Is it a
Yeah.
boutique brand or a big box?
It's an
brand?
Electro Harmonics.
It is not Electro Harmonics.
Oh, and it's not MXR. I'm
Is
assuming.
it Boss?
It is not Bose.
Oh, that's not an American brand. Duh.
Yeah. Duh.
They're not coming to our house or coming to our land. Is it land?
I don't know. We're gonna party down. We're gonna hold your hand. Is that how it goes?
That's
Or an
such a
American
weird thing.
band.
It's like they're trying to make you feel safe. Like we're gonna party down, but we're gonna be with you the whole time. So don't
I'm
worry
pretty
about
sure I made that part up. We're coming to your. Oh yeah, but that's right. We're coming to your town. We'll help you party it down. We're an American band.
Party
Yeah.
it.
Party the
Help you
town.
party
They're trying to
it
party
down.
the town down, like to the
Yeah.
ground. They're trying to
That is
raise the
such a
town.
boomer thing to say.
Oh my gosh, the lyrics are hilarious. Up all night with Freddie King. I got to tell you, poker's his thing. Booze and ladies keep me right as long as we can make it to the show tonight.
Dude. That's like
We're
the
an
type
American
of song
band.
somebody writes when they've never been with a girl before, you know. Like it's some kid
Like bags
Who
of
doesn't-
sand.
who doesn't know how it works, you know. Okay, it's a delay. You said it's not boutique?
We're gonna fill our hands like wrapping bags of sand. We're an American band.
What? Like wrapping. First of all, you don't wrap bags of sand. You
No,
you have a
grabbing-
bag and you
grabbing
fill them
bags
with
of
sand.
sand.
It's like you're able
Grabbing.
to
I
make
said
the sand
grabbing,
hold its form.
grabbing bags of sand.
Oh, like we're gonna fill our hands. Ugh, that sounds gross. Now that's like they're trying to grab butts or something.
It's like 40-year-old virgin.
Dude, grabbing bags of sand.
Remember
That
that
sounds
part?
like that's such a gross way of saying of like. Anyways,
He's trying to describe like what it's like.
it's like
to-
groping women is disgusting enough as it is. You know, I mean, if it's consensual, then
It's like
fine, but-
like a bag, like bags of sand.
yeah, that's some long mom butt right there. If it's a bag of sand,
uh,
long butt.
this is out of control.
Oh, is it the long butt? Is it
Yeah.
the Keeley long butt?
Is it the long butt fun?
No.
Is it boutique? Did you answer that?
I answered the question.
What was the answer?
The, the answer was no.
I
Oh,
mean,
is it
boutique pedals aren't usually made in China
Sure, they are.
by America.
if you
They don't say,
opened-
but they don't say made in
Yeah,
China.
that's true. They just lie
I don't
about
write
it.
that on the bottom.
It's not MXR. Oh, is it? It's a big.
Is it
it's like-
Digitech?
No,
ooh, is it? Freaking! Is it a flashback?
no.
They're not American either.
Oh, you're right.
You know how the boutique guys will always like open up and like sign the inside of the back plate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be funny to just write "made in
Made in
China,"
China.
like just
In marker.
hand scribbled.
Especially
Yeah,
if
in
it was like a
Sharpie.
King of Tone or something like that. That's obviously like hand soldered or whatever.
Made in
Yeah,
China.
exactly. Made in
Gosh,
China.
I can't even think of any more brands of pedals. How bad is that?
It's not MXR.
Correct.
Is it an analog delay?
He doesn't know. Remember?
What color is it?
Oh, good question.
Blue.
How many knobs does it have?
5.
5 knobs. Is it? Well, it's a digital pedal, right? Because it takes a ton of.
Yeah, if it takes 130, it's probably like
Is it a line 6?
Ooh.
That's not a
It
line
is not a line 6.
Line 6.
6.
And it's not electro harmonics.
Is it DOD?
Nope.
Is it True Tone?
Nope.
Is it Dunlop?
Nope.
Is it?
That was one of the ones mentioned.
Oh, is it Voodoo Lab?
No.
I was going to say Ibanez, but that's not American either.
Is it Ibanez?
Is it Fender?
It is Fender.
Dude, what? Okay.
Is it the Fender?
First with the
mirrors?
Gibson,
or
then
like
with the
reflection
Fender.
pool, mirror reflection pool,
It is
reflection pool. Is that what it's called?
169 points for Cole.
Yeah.
I forgot Fender made pedals.
Those pedals are good. I feel like they
Not according
they hit
to Double D.
Ooh.
like he's surprised. How much are they? They're like $100.
Oh,
This
it
one
is.
is
It's
listed for
delay and reverb.
169.
Oh, 169.
Wait, for 169?
That seems like a lot.
That's what it's listed for.
What is
bruh.
it called?
Fender Mirror Image Delay.
Oh, mirror image. I said
Delay,
reflecting
man.
pool because there's one called reflecting pool,
Oh yeah, that's
really?
one of the
which is
big
the delay.
box.
It's delay and reverb.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
why I was
dude.
confused when you said
That looks-
169 because that one's 299.
That thing looks
It's
pretty
like,
dope.
dang, that's a
though.
really good deal. So this is just a
I
delay.
love the form factor of those pedals.
Yeah, I don't ever use batteries, but it's cool. I like the battery compartment on them
Yeah.
on the boot.
There's also a switch on the top where you can turn the LEDs off.
Oh,
It's kind of cool.
That makes me mad.
Why?
Never turn the LEDs off.
Yeah, but if it was like in a switcher or something. Because those have like they have like a jewel LED on them, kind of.
Yes, it does.
They have a dry kill on-off switch too.
You know, speaking of amazing bands, how about Jewel, right?
My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own.
She's an amazing band.
She's an American
She's an
band.
amazing band.
She's Canadian though, right?
What?
Oh no, she's Alaskan. I guess that's technically America.
Technically, it's basically Russian.
Legally,
I was
it's
going to
legally
say,
American.
kind of Russian.
Dude, did you see that Boss is releasing a tone bender? By the way,
Yeah, dude. It's a Waza,
Weird.
isn't it?
it's a Waza. Yeah, and they're making an HM2, and you can join the Facebook group with Yoshi about like they're like in development now, and they're like letting people in on the ground floor to talk about what they want.
Ooh, you can join a Facebook group, you say?
Yeah, with Yoshi though. Yoshi's in the Facebook group.
You can have the privilege. to join.
You too can join the Facebook group.
Yeah, I mean, not
Oh,
saying
you
it's
two's
like a
gonna
big
join?
deal, but you can do it.
Dude, if you two joins, I'll join.
Well, they can. You two can join.
I don't even
Edge.
like their music, but I
You don't?
mean, not really. Do you?
I like you two. Yeah, I really, really
You
like
too.
Achtung, baby.
Baby.
Achtung, baby. I like Achtung,
I-
baby. I like Joshua Tree a lot.
Oh, you like
Boy,
Joshua
come on,
Tree?
boy.
That's interesting.
I'm just saying I like
pizza.
him. I'm not saying it's.
It
I'm
is like-
not bragging about it. I'm
It's
just telling you.
crazy. It's crazy that Joshua Tree has as many hits as it does.
It's like every
What?
song is a hit.
It's like freaking Thriller. Like it's
Yeah. What's wrong
so
with
many
that?
songs on that CD are just like all time classic.
Yeah,
songs,
it's like if you were listing like greatest hits of U2, you could just list that album basically. I mean,
Yeah.
people probably would accidentally list like half that album
yeah,
in,
totally.
in order.
Does that
wild.
album have Bullet the Blue Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, POD did such a better job.
Oh my gosh. No, they didn't.
Do you think in Britain they call POD pod like they do with Dodd?
Pod.
Pod.
I think they call them Payo Day. Payo Day. Payo Day.
Where are they?
That's in the South. In
Yeah,
the
that's
South
in
they
the
call
South.
them Got that new peyote?
Got that new peyote? Then
is
it's like, are
pud
you
a bad
talking about peyote?
I got.
Is that where POD comes
I
from?
want to. I want to buy that from you, but I got to wait till peyote. Peyote. Peyote.
Is pud a bad word?
Pud? I don't know.
Does
I
pud
don't-
mean something bad?
It means something.
I think it does.
I think it just means
Don't
like
Google it.
you're like wiener. It's like a penis. It's like a.
Yeah, like a short.
Slang.
In my mind, when you say pud, that makes me think of like a chode, like a tuna can.
Oh.
You know.
Wait.
According to Urban Dictionary, it's just a human male's penis.
Ah,
So there you go.
a human
like-
male.
A human male.
Okay.
I'm glad they're so clinical on Urban Dictionary.
Also, a lazy, useless, or very weak person.
Yeah, that's like it's like it's like kind of the same root as pudge. Or like, yeah, that guy's a.
I have a cousin named Pudge.
Like doughy.
That's one of my favorite. Michael, what's her name? Madge.
Yeah.
And then he calls her Pudge.
All right. Well, don't forget to be thankful this week, folks.
Also, it's Giving Tuesday. Give us stuff.
Give us stuff. Don't do me like that. And thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Small